Hello, and thank you for taking the time to hear about my teaching philosophy. I believe education is one of the most powerful professions because it shapes lives, builds confidence, and opens doors to future opportunities. To me, teaching is more than delivering information. It is about inspiring curiosity, helping learners grow, and creating a space where every student feels supported, challenged, and valued. When I think about how I like to be taught, I reflect on my own experiences as a learner. I learn best when instruction is engaging, clear, and interactive. But also when I feel the instructor sees my potential and is willing to guide me step by step. This belief has led me to ground my philosophy in several educational theories and models that shapes how I teach. One of the most influential theories for me is Lev Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, or ZPD. Vygotsky believed that students learn best when instruction is just slightly beyond what they can do independently, but still within reach if given support. This is where scaffolding comes in, breaking down learning into manageable steps, providing guidance, and then gradually removing that support as students gains independence. For example, if I'm teaching a group of students on how to write a persuasive essay, I would not just hand them the assignment and expect them to succeed. Instead, I might start by modeling how to craft a strong thesis statement. Then I would guide them through analyzing sample essays together as a group before they try writing their own. Over time, I would step back, giving them the independence to develop their own essays while being available for coaching. And this process not only builds skill, but also confidence. Another framework that has deeply influenced my approach is Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's model emphasizes moving from lower level thinking skills, such as remembering and understanding, towards higher order skills like applying, analyzing, and creating. In practice, this might look like starting a science unit by helping students recall basic vocabulary about ecosystems. Then, once they grasp those terms, I would move them into application, perhaps having them diagram food chains using the vocabulary. Later, I would push them into higher order thinking by asking them to evaluate the effects of pollution on ecosystems or even creating a plan to protect the local environment. This approach ensures that learning isn't just about memorization, but about deeper understanding and problem solving. I also draw from constructivist learning theory, which views learners as active participants who build knowledge through experience and interaction. This inspires me to create classrooms where students don't just listen, they question, collaborate, and discover. For instance, in a history class, rather than lecturing about historical events, I might organize a simulation or a debate where students take on the roles of historical figures. By stepping into those perspectives, they not only engage more deeply and make meaningful connections, but they also gain content. In terms of my teaching style, I would describe myself as a student-centered and adaptable um, instructor. Instructor. I recognize that each learner comes with their own unique strengths, challenges, and backgrounds. So I believe in differentiation, providing multiple ways for students to engage with content and show their understanding. I also use technology thoughtfully, not as a replacement for good teaching, but as a tool for engagement, creativity, and access. Supporting learning also means supporting the whole student. I believe strongly in Carol Dweck's growth mindset theory, which emphasizes that abilities are not fixed but can be developed through effort, strategies, and persistence. For example, when a student says, I'm just not good at math, I reframe it by saying, You're not good at math yet. Then I provide strategies and encouragement that show them progress is possible. Over time, students begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow. Ultimately, my philosophy is rooted in the belief that every student can learn and thrive when provided with the proper environment, encouragement, and opportunities. My role as an educator is to build that environment, to challenge students, all while supporting them, and also to guide them toward becoming independent, lifelong learners. Thank you for listening to my teaching philosophy and for allowing me to share the theories, models, and experiences that continues to shape the way I teach and the way I see the profession of education.